Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Hope you're all having a great morning so far. A little bit chilly as you head out the door this morning.
Chillier tomorrow. Tomorrow morning will be the coldest morning probably, and I didn't check the actual last time we were in the low 40s, but at least 5 months, probably 6+ months since we've seen a 42 or a 43, and I think we will do that tomorrow. Yeah, the change in seasons, the cooler air certainly being felt, and right now you'll feel it as you head out the door. I'm going to dig into that. You're wearing purple for a good reason. Pirates tonight, and talk forecast, get you guys set for the game this evening, those of you that are going. I love this kind of weather for football, and I know a lot of you love the warm stuff, but I think football games, when you have that crisp autumn air mass, that cool flow, just adds to the whole atmosphere. I'll talk about that and all the forecast details here in just a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'd rather have this weather than the first football game of the season when we were drenched in sweat the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough for us, but I can't even imagine the players being out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is good stuff. I mean, tailgating this afternoon, you're out there throwing those ribs on the Barbie, the air temp 65, blue skies, a light sweater, maybe a sweatshirt. Just good, fun, festive atmosphere for the football, for the tailgating, and for the game. And again, I'll kind of dig into that a little bit.
Totally. All right. Well, thank you, Jim. But before we get into everything, we do have a really wonderful story out of Beaufort County this morning. A young boy from Beaufort County. We'll go back a little bit further in the story here. Last Friday, a man from Beaufort County was killed in a motorcycle accident involving a deer, and he leaves behind a family, a young family, his wife and his 7-month-old daughter.
Yeah.
And
it was a real tragedy.
A real tragedy.
Yep.
Very sad to hear such an event happen, but the community is really rallying together and showing their love for this family here, and one boy in particular. The Belhaven trout tournament was, I think, last weekend.
Fishing tournament.
Yeah, the fishing tournament.
Yep.
So he actually won some prize money and decided he wanted to donate some of that prize money to this family here. So we do have a story talking to the young man who really made such a great
just giving a little inspiration to those who may not have thought of doing something like this. What really makes it special is the kid's 12 years old.
Yeah.
A lot of strong values coming out of that family, no doubt.
Yeah, so we're going to take a look right now.
This memorial now sits on the desk where Brandon Batchelor used to work at Park Boat Company in Washington. He was killed in a motorcycle crash on October 10th in Beaufort County after he hit a deer on Pungo Creek Road. The tragedy compelled a young boy who was passing by and stopped at the scene of the wreck to help Batchelor's family.
And we felt bad, and then we had to help him. And I just thought if I won this tournament, I should donate my winnings to him.
And that's exactly what 12-year-old Caleb Willard did after he won $90 at the Belhaven Trout Tournament. He gave all the money to Batchelor's family. His dad tells me that Caleb's selfless act inspired him and others in the community to do their part as well.
Myself, my fishing partner, we're going to donate. Some guys at work, talk to them, they're planning on doing so as well. So I'm very proud of him.
Batchelor leaves behind a wife and a 7-month-old daughter who Caleb said he immediately thought of when he was at the scene of the crash and learned about Batchelor's family. Brian Harris used to work with Batchelor at Park Boat Company. He said Caleb's kindness proves how valuable it is for parents to teach their children good values.
It just goes to show there's still hope in humanity, and that his parents are doing an awesome job raising him.
Caleb says for him, the decision was easy.
Just knowing that I went out of my way to help them and their family and whatever they need.
Just an incredibly selfless act there from him. And like we were just talking about it, at 12 years old, that's not something that you really think of. That's the top of mind thing that you want to, spend your money on. So
I'll be honest. When I was 12, it was baseball cards, and video games were just this goes back a few years, but dropping a lot of quarters in video games. So and I always, when I see stories like this, the first thing I always think of is good parents. Mm-hmm. Those parents doing a good job teaching some strong values to their kids. keeping their priorities kind of aligned, and you know, think about others. Get out of your own little box, your own little video game, baseball card box, and think of the community. So those kind of values, they're great when they translate into adult life, and then you pass them on to your kids. So good job. Nice work.
Congratulations. And congratulations on the winnings, too, at the fishing tournament.
Yeah.
That's really awesome as well.
Yeah, obviously got some fishing skills, caught a nice trout there, and again, said, here's my $90. And did he witness that accident? Did I see that in the story?
Yes, it did say that he witnessed the aftermath of it, so seeing all of that.
Yeah, that's impactful at a young age. So. Let's talk about the weather.
Sure.
Not too impactful, no big storms, the tropics have gone quiet. I think from my perspective, the big weather news in the shorter term is the colder temps the next few mornings. In the longer term, weekend warm-up coming, a dry run of days headed into next week. And by the way, the drought monitor will be updated about an hour from now. We may see a further extension of drought. Well, we did get some rain, so hopefully we can at least hold, but we'll talk about that tomorrow morning in the show. All right,
awesome.
Let's go over to the weather computer. I'll stop rambling. 52, I want to start off with a look through the Pirate Cam. Gorgeous shot there. Sunrise right now off to the right side of that shot, off the camera shot. And that's looking out at the stadium, obviously. It's 52 out there now. If you're going to be setting up for tailgating this afternoon, good stuff. We'll keep those clear skies. North wind, 15 or so. Mid-60s. And the game kickoff is at 7:30. When I think tailgating, I think 2 hours or so before. I don't know what the current tailgating time frame is, but let's say 5:30 p.m. Mid-60s, sunny skies, north at 10 to 15, kickoff at 56, and then coming home at about 50 degrees. And the winds really taper down during the game. Obviously, the temps do as well. So there could be an upper 40 popping on a thermometer, depending on how late the game wraps up. Hopefully with a big W for the Pirates taking on Tulsa this evening. Have fun, stay safe, and enjoy that autumn-esque air mass for the Pirate game. All right, more outdoor action for you down in Onslow County. Their big county fair is going on through Saturday. Today the fair opens at 4 p.m., stays open through 11 p.m., 67 as the gates open up. Dipping under 60 as the sun sets into the mid-50s. I put 9 p.m. on there. Their website says fireworks at 9 p.m. So maybe grab some nice food off the Midway, enjoy some rides, and then some nice fireworks at 9 p.m. down in Onslow County with that double nickel jacket-worthy degrees into the evening hours. And we'll keep that great weather, folks, into Saturday as well. If you're doing the fair this weekend, they'll be in the 70s out there. All right, today, some of the headlines, sunny and cool. Yeah, the sunshine is fully back all day, but it's struggling to warm us. Mid-60s later today. No 70s on any of the temp gauges again until Saturday. North wind at about 10 to 20 as we keep that breeze rolling in. A little gift from Canada rolling all the way down the East Coast and into our backyards, dropping those numbers down. SatRag composite infrared satellite imagery shows us clouds, a little bit of that off the coast. Radar shows us if those clouds are producing any precipitation, which they're not. That'll be a dry map probably through sunset Sunday. Could we get a shower before that? Possibly, but I just don't see much of anything until Sunday night. All right, temp in Washington, it's 8 degrees cooler than yesterday morning. I would say on average maybe 4 or 5 degrees cooler than when you stepped out yesterday. We do have an upper 40. Winds are holding at 49 the last hour or two. Average temp, I'm going to say 5.2 as you head out right now. And then out on the Outer Banks, it's 60. 50s all the way through the Crystal Coast. That's a nice chilly little start there, a cool start, let's call it. Tomorrow I'll use chilly. Right through the beaches of Carteret and Onslow counties, sub 60 out the door this morning. All righty, we'll dig into that forecast. Let me get the winds on there for you. Let's call it 10, showing 5 to 10, but generally gusting 15. So I'll say it's around 10 on that north wind. Afternoon, 20. Hitting 25, maybe a 30 on the coast, and there's those unseasonably cool highs. Normal high should be around 74 this time of the year, so nearly 10 degrees below normal this afternoon. Same deal tomorrow, same kind of forecast. We'll talk about that in a sec. Here's your wind gusts later today, zipping along out of the north. 20-25 inland, 30-35 on the Outer Banks. Maybe north-northeast on that wind flow. Tonight, still hitting 10 to 15, some wind energy through the overnight. You'll feel a little bit of a wind chill maybe tomorrow morning. Some of the data, sunrise tomorrow, showing a wind chill or two, a mid to upper 30. All right, the actual air temp in the low 40s. You can see the wind gust tomorrow afternoon, generally around 15 to 20, so not quite as windy, but still a little bit of a bite there with that north breeze tomorrow afternoon. All right. We'll get into the forecast map. There's those winds late tomorrow starting to taper down. Still have the coastal flood advisory, although that is a reduction from the coastal flood warning that was up for the Outer Banks. Now an advisory from the Oregon Inlet southward. So if you're up in Nags Head, Kill Devil Hills, Kitty Hawk, no warning up that way. Advisory southbound through Hatteras down to Cedar Island, the ferry launch area. And that means 1 to 2 above normal generally. That's been extended through 8 p.m. tomorrow. It might come down earlier with that bit of a dip in the winds tomorrow. But regardless, still some high waters at times. All right, beaches. Beach season rapidly winding down. Surf temp low 70s. Some of you could still do that. That's a little chilly for me. Mid 60s on the sand. High to low rip wrist north to south. We're just coming off a high tide, so we'll come to a low tide at 11 a.m. and then recrest the tide right around quitting time this evening, 5 p.m., give or take. Again, those water temps coming down. They'll be 60s within a week or two, I'd say. There's that temp tracker, mid-60s afternoon highs. Overnight lows, see that? 43, that's around sunrise tomorrow morning. 10 degrees cooler than this morning when you get up tomorrow morning. And again, a little bit of wind. So the thermometer is showing a 42 or 43 when we're doing the show tomorrow, standing on the patio. When the wind hits 10 occasionally, the wind chill maybe a 38. There could be an air temp in the upper 30s. That's a long shot. But certainly the chilliest morning we've seen in many months tomorrow morning. So we start digging a little deeper into the closet. A little light thin jacket's not going to work. Right. Tomorrow morning you'll need some, and maybe run out and get the heater going in the car tomorrow morning. We're not talking about a frigid air mess, but when you haven't seen numbers like that in a while, you kind of feel that chill building in. All right, I'm going to jump to the 8-day forecast for you. I'll dig into the big surface map when we get back at 8 a.m., but there's the next 8 days. That's a nice 8-day. Chilly mornings, cool afternoons today and tomorrow. I mentioned the 40s at night, 60s in the afternoon. Check out Sunday. We're knocking at the 80-degree door. Upper 70s. I mentioned a rain chance Sunday night, albeit a slim chance, 30% while we're sleeping. Monday we get up, clouds are getting out of here, 71 for an afternoon high, and then a little rain chance comes back on Wednesday. That's another front, Gigi. You can tell that when you look at the high temp. 77 Tuesday, 67 Thursday. Wednesday a transitional weather day. But a dry atmosphere. I like to say moisture starved where the gas tank is empty. Front comes through, it's searching for some moisture to squeeze out. There's not much there, and that means not much rain with that next front either.
All right, yeah, everything looks pretty good. It's definitely just a beautiful fall week ahead. Yep. Make your plans for the weekend. Things are looking really nice, sunny, 70s. Feeling good out there.
Yeah, the canine crawl as well, and I'll talk about that. A couple of things I couldn't get into, I'll do at 8 a.m. Humane Society of Eastern Carolina, big annual fundraiser Sunday. This will be from noon to 3, Wildwood Park on the north side of the river, not at the town common. All of you hardcore Humane Society donators and fans like myself, every year we've been going to the town common, not this year. Wildwood Park, noon Sunday through 3 p.m. for the big dog walk, the vendors, and all the great festivities out there. And again, I'll kind of dig into that for you guys when we come back at 8 a.m. But yeah, the fair, the dog walk, the canine crawl, and anything outdoors really looking real good.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you, Jim, and thank you everyone for joining us this morning. Just want to shout out a few people out in our comments on Facebook this morning. Good morning to Bobby, Tony, Bernice. Good morning to Faye and George. Overall, I'm looking at the comments. Everyone's liking this cooler weather. Glad to hear that. I am as well. Just make sure you have a jacket on hand if you're feeling a little bit chilly.
Good time to be the weather guy. I'm getting a lot of smiles in public, extending to the Facebook forums. So appreciate that, guys. Next time the weather's going bad, you can hold those comments
Yeah,
on like
keep
these
them
kind
to
of days
yourself.
when the smiles. I'm wearing the good guy hat for a little while. So.
All right. Well,
Yep.
hope everyone has a great day. We're going to be back at 8 a.m. for another news and weather update. Hope you can join us then.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by Toyota of Goldsboro.